Yo, how's everybody doing today? It's your boy, Airboy. I'm back doing another Fanboy Aaron review, and today I got me the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Leader Class Beast Wars Megatron. And before we look at Megatron, we shall look at his big old box. So here's his big old box. As you can see, it is a big ass box. There's some lovely artwork of Megatron on the box. You can see there how much I paid for the figure, so now you know how much it is. Or at least it should be. Nothing on the bottom, top. There is a bit on the side worth looking at. Back of the box. Just your product shots. And that does it for the box. And moving on to Megatron himself as he appeared in Beast Wars. And as I mentioned before, I never really cared for the Beast Wars stuff. I mean, it's not that I hate it. It's just, it's not my favorite thing from Transformers. There are certainly things that are worse in Transformers, but there are plenty of things that are way better. And I've never really cared for the gimmick of robots turning into animals. However, I do have a few exceptions. One of them being my favorite characters from Beast Wars, Megatron and Optimus Primal in particular. And Megatron in the show takes on the form of a big purple dinosaur that looks like an evil Barney. Yeah, that's what it looks like, evil Barney. And as you can see, detail-wise, it ain't too bad. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but, certain sacrifices have to be made for the sake of certain things. And, despite all the obvious panel lines, it can be a little... It does the job pretty well. I mean, it looks like a T-Rex. That's what it's supposed to do, so... Yeah, it's posable. The head. And look up. Not really down that much. And the panels do adjust accordingly to help with the articulation to look left to right. The jaw can open pretty wide. The little T-Rex arms are on ball joints. They go in and out, full rotation. The legs, you go back about that far, forward about that far. You can go out a bit that far. If you go any further, it'll kind of break the illusion. You'll see the robot mode joint. He does have a knee bend. Rotation there. If you come down to the foot, you can move up, down, and there is some slight ankle tilt. In the tail. Wait a minute, did something pop loose? Hold on, let me see it. No, I don't think anything popped loose. Anyway, tail can go wiggle up and down a bit. It moves left and right. And this little tip here also moves left and right. And you can rotate it a little bit on either two parts of the tail here. So yeah, he's pretty posable. He's not the most posable thing in the world, and he is a little front heavy. You do have to have either his feet in certain positions to keep him upright, or if you keep the feet straight, you do have to angle his body up a little bit. If you angle it too far forward, it will fall over. So you got to keep him at a bit of a upward angle, or have his feet in like a standing position like that. Or a partially stepping position like that. And as you see in the mouth, there is a port meant for a blast effect. And, hold on, I gotta get my good one. Where's it at? Here. Really wish I didn't sell my Siege Jetfire. I really liked those effect parts. That's okay, I got the ones from Omega Supreme. And there we go, looks like he's breathing fire, and you can really use any of the Siege effect parts that'll fit in his mouth there. I'm going to have to hunt down the effect parts from Jetfire specifically sooner or later. Alright, that just about does it for the T-Rex mode. Let's just do some comparisons here. I can get him to stand. Again, he's a little front heavy, so you gotta be a little finicky with his positioning if you want him standing like in a neutral standing pose. Angle his body the right way. There we go. Now, for comparison, here he is with Megatron, the Netflix version. And the two of them do appear on screen together in the War for Cybertron Netflix series. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it maybe a 7. I'd say it's probably worth the watch. Not the greatest show, but they've certainly made worse. And, of course, here he is next to Optimus Primal. He's a bit bigger than the monkey. Bigger and heftier. Alright, let's transform this guy. It is a little complicated. I might have to do a couple things off camera. First things first, you want to take these shin panels here. Just move them out of the way. And now, most of these panels and stuff are made of like a soft, partially bendy plastic. Then next, I'm going to pull that up. There's 2 tabs there that they're supposed to plug into these slot holes here in the dyno mode, but they don't have the most secure connection. Like on my copy, it doesn't take a whole lot to pop it loose. Then from here, we'll take the tail, pull that panel out, and then just bring it around, flush against its tail. Like that. We take this part here, bring it in, rotate the tip of the tail so that it connects like that. Looks like a little grabby claw. And next, we're going to come to the underbelly, split her open like that. A lot of the transformation is just moving panels out of the way. Then next from here, what do we want to do? Okay, we gotta pull something loose here. I gotta be careful, I don't want to break something. Oh, rotate the head, first of all. Then, oh yeah, I remember. Okay, so we do gotta pull up here, because it connects in there via tab. I'm gonna turn the light on so you can see what I'm doing. So, yeah, there is a tab in there holding it in place. You just gotta pop it loose. There we go. There's a hinge right there. Okay, so you want to rotate the upper body around like that. There's a hinge in here that'll allow you to angle it down like that. Then we just plug the torso and the top of the body. Like so. It'd be a little tricky to get everything lined up right. I popped something loose. I did not want to do that. Get back on there. There we go. Get on there. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Alright, you know what? Let's deal with something else first. Now, in here, there are these hinges that you gotta position and angle correctly. It can be a little tricky to do because there's tabs here that are gonna go in the slot holes here and here around the leg joint. Just gotta line it all up and click it all into place like that. Now that's secure. I should be able to pop the chest in place. You piece of shit. What am I doing wrong here? Come on. There we go. Man, it was fighting with me. Then we come to the back here. I'm sure there's a more official way to do it, but me, I just like to fold the arms inside. And I come to these panels here and I rotate them completely around so they're facing down. Orientate the arm correctly so that everything's facing forward. I hope I got most of that on camera. I have no idea if I did. Take these panels here, swing them up, click them into place. Like that. Bring this arm, rotate it, bring it down. Alright, I think we're done. Did I get everything? Is that everything? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know. Reposition that a little bit. Yeah, I think that's everything. Okay. So here we have Beast Wars Megatron in his beautifully done robot mode. And, yeah, this thing looks pretty dope. Obviously, there's a bit of kibble. Very unsightly, but, you know, that's not, you know, the worst I've ever seen. Like, as bad as that is, it's not like, absolutely terrible. I just realized I'm supposed to take these panels and pull them in. I did totally forget something. Here we go. There we go. I think that's right. Is that right? Let me look at the box. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yep. Okay, now we're done transforming him. So here he is in his robot mode. Let's bring him in close here so we can see that head sculpt. He's a big boy, so I gotta jigger with my settings a little bit. As you can see, it's pretty screen accurate to the Beast Wars show. Not too bad. Not too bad. And again, you know, he's got all this kibble on his back, but, you know, certain sacrifices have to be made for the sake of Beast mode characters in order for him to look somewhat decent. And as far as Megatron goes, I think the sacrifices they had to make for this figure don't affect it too negatively. Because he's still pretty cool. Let's bring him up. I love all the molded detail on the robot mode. It looks pretty good. Bits of black, glossy black paint there on the legs. I dig that. Little touches of black gunmetal really help the robot mode pop, I feel. There's the T-Rex legs. You've seen those. Alright, now, as far as articulation goes, the head is... Oh, one more thing I should probably mention. Now, he doesn't come with any accessories. What you see is what you get, and what you get isn't too bad. Now, anyway, articulation, head, ball joint, I think. Yeah, it's on a ball joint, but, you know, you don't get that much upward or downward. You do get a full rotation, though. Both shoulders can fully rotate on a fairly tight, soft joint. Rotation at the elbow. 90 degree elbow bend. In the little fist in here, doesn't rotate, but you can flip it up for some reason. I don't know that, as far as I know, that doesn't benefit the robot modes, or the T-Rex mode. If you want to, you can open and close this little claw, if you want to count that as articulation. And again, this side is the dinosaur head, so you got whatever articulation you had with that in the dino mode. There is waist, swivel, hips, go up that high, you can go back that far. Oh yeah, there are molded guns there on his hips. I believe he used those in the shows, if I remember right. Anyway, there's rotation not at the thigh, but at the knee here. There's also a decent bend there at the knee, a little over 90, I want to say. And again, the same foot articulation the Rex mode had. So yeah, he's pretty he's posable enough. Again, not the biggest fan of the Beast Wars stuff, but, you know, Megatron is among the exceptions, and this is easily one of the best action figure representations of this particular Megatron that we've gotten for a while. With the exception of the Masterpiece one, I don't think there's that many that can really compete quality-wise. Because despite the kibble on his back, it's a pretty damn good figure. Alright. Ooh, excuse me. Comparisons. Here he is next to his namesake, Megatron. For those of you who don't know, Beast Wars Megatron isn't the original Megatron. He just took Megatron's name for himself. And, of course, here he is next to his rival, Optimus Primal. And, yeah, I believe scale-wise this is accurate to how it was in the show. It's been a hot minute since I watched it, but I do recall Megatron being slightly bigger than, or significantly bigger than Optimus Primal. Okay. We are just about done. Face camera. Adjust the brightness a little bit. It was super dark. I should have done that earlier. Alright, now, as he stands, he is approximately 7.5 inches. And at the time of release, you saw on the box, he was going for a little over $50. I picked mine up from a vintage toy store about the time he came out. Now, I think you might still be able to find them in retail stores for around $50 by now. I don't know. At the time of this video, it's tough to say. Otherwise, you might find them for maybe $65 to $70 online. Now, do I think he's worth that price, and do I recommend picking him up? Yeah, I would argue he's worth anywhere from $55 to $70. If you can find him for that much, you should definitely pick him up. Again, I'm not a Beast Wars fan, so the fact that this figure was impressive enough to get me to buy it really says something. So if you can find one for yourself, pick him up. He's a really good quality figure. Again, despite the backpack kibble, I think he is a worthy addition to any Transformer fan shelf, especially if you love Beast Wars stuff. This guy is easily got to be among at least the top 10 best Beast Wars figures. So anyway, if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, leave a nice comment, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next review. Bye-bye.